Hello, good morning, everyone. I'm Cesar. Welcome to our collaborative research activity. Welcome to the Virata School of Business. And my name is Cesar, and I'm the head of the research activity. And together with me, my co-faculty members we have here, of course, Mr. Erik, which we shall go later, and colleagues from the Department of Business Administration. And this is the first, recently the first collaborative network in Brownbag session with the Korea Research Center. So it's a Brownbag research activity with UPKRC and KRC. Let's say KRC and DSD, whichever you prefer, whichever combination. Welcome to our research discussion, very interesting research discussion on the Korean wave here in the Philippines. And in a little while, we shall hear an ongoing research project by a research fellow from KRC. And before that, I'd like to thank Dr. Mia Day, the director of KRC, for having this kind of collaboration. Okay, without further ado, let's listen to this project of a KRC fellow, which is very multidisciplinary research. We are joined by a media professor from the College of Mass Communication, College of Media and Communication. But maybe next time we hear again this kind of discussion. For today, we shall hear from a fellow from the Salle University. She will be talking about research titled Moment from Expat to Influencer, how Korean migrants are shaping the Hallyu phenomenon in the Philippines. And later, we are happy to hear your comments, your suggestions on how to further improve, and maybe you have insights to further improve the paper. Ladies and gentlemen, let's welcome from the History Department of the Salle University, Ms. Carmelle.
Hi, good morning po. Uh, yeah. So, yeah, I'm from the History Department of Salle. I also graduated with a degree. So, um, yeah. So I'm trying my best to be as multidisciplinary as possible. Yeah. So, for context, my research, most of my research focuses on Korean migrants in the Philippines. The reason for that is because one of the reason why I got into the whole Korean culture thing is because of Korean students in the Philippines. So I used to teach English to Korean students, and that was the generation. Also, when Sandara became popular in the Philippines. So, yeah, I feel like it's very personal topic for me. So I want to explore because I know that I'm not like the only one who has that experience. I know a lot of people in my generation, they also got into K-pop or K-dramas, K-series, everything because of the Koreans and the Korean community in the Philippines at that time. So anyway, this research will focus on three influencers. So they're Korean influencers, and they have been living in the Philippines for a long time. I don't know if you're familiar with them. This one is Juan, Kim Juan, si Jinho, Jinho and Jessica Lee. So the question, research questions, this study will explore how this Philippine-based Korean migrants aid in making Korean culture more accessible to Filipinos, and how their status as influencers and social media celebrities shape Filipinos' familiarity with Korean culture. So, just a quick background about Korean migration to the Philippines. So, you probably, if you're familiar with Korea, you've probably heard about the diplomatic ties between the Philippines and Korea. So, as far back as 1949. And the Philippines is one of the places that Koreans often visit. So for various reasons, whether for business, leisure, education, employment, among others. There was also a period in the history of the Philippines where there were a lot of Korean missionaries. I remember when I was in college, there were a lot of Korean missionaries going around the university. So during that time, um, I mean, Filipinos in general were not yet very familiar with Koreans. So when we see Korean people around, most Filipinos would think that they're either Japanese or Chinese. Which is different now, I think, kasi even normal people would have like a simple understanding of who Koreans are because of the popularity of Hallyu and Korean culture. Anyway, so because Koreans frequent the Philippines, some of them stay in the Philippines for a long time, and they also form their own communities. And this has helped in the spread of Korean culture. And eventually, with the popularity of Hallyu, or the Korean wave that we know now, so it all started with these communities. In Manila, there used to be areas that are known for a big population of Koreans. I think in Quezon City, sa Katipunan before, madami. In Talagaan in the area? Yes. Yes. I know that because this is where the English schools also are. Where, a lot of students from UP would take part-time jobs during my time. Yes, yes, and they would teach English to Koreans. So that was where most of the communities are. You'll also see that in these areas, there are some old school, like Korean groceries, Korean restaurants. Not the new Korean groceries now that we're familiar with, like the old school ones. Anyway, and that was in the early 2000s when a lot of Koreans would go to the Philippines, either for business or employment or to study English. Most of our case studies also arrived in the Philippines around the same time, early 2000. So they've been here for almost 20 years. So in previous studies, the Korean expats or the expatriates they have the tendency to live near each other. And that's how they form their community. It's like they have their own small Korean towns. I mean, that's normal with any migrant community. It's not unique to Korea. I mean, we have that. I'm sure we have Filipino areas in other countries as well. And the fact that we have Chinatown, that's also it follows the same trend. So yeah, but the reason why I'm mentioning this is because people who are not, I mean, non-Koreans, who live near these areas, they probably have they're the ones who first became more familiar with Korean, different aspects of Korean culture because of their proximity to these communities. So, Sandara Park, I mean, we can talk about Korean migrants in the Philippines without talking about Sandara Park. Especially if we're going to talk about like the entertainment industry or like celebrities. Because I'm trying to remember, but I feel like based on my experience, I feel like Sandara is one of the first Koreans that I know. Like yeah, in that way. Of course, hindi kami magkakilala, but yeah. Anyway, so this was in 2004. The students might not have been born yet during that time. I mean, but we were born in 2021. Anyway, so Savannah Park was a contestant in Star Circle Quest. This was one of the talent shows for ABS-CBN. She didn't win, but she was second runner-up. And even though she didn't win, she became really popular because during that time, 2004, Korean culture was not yet familiar to Filipinos. But this was the time when Meteor Garden was airing on TV. And I mean, he was social racist, but they look similar. I mean, East Asians look similar. So like when people saw Sandara Park on TV, they said, "Oh, she looks like Sanchai, and she looks like the other actresses on Meteor Garden." And then that's when other Taiwanese series, some, I think it's around the same time when ABS-CBN and GMA also started showing the quirky Korean dramas. Yes, GMA, the Heart of Asia. GMA was the first in showing, they did have Little Jewel in the Palace in Southeast Asia. So, I mean, people were starting to become more familiar with faces for Asia. And why is this important? Because before that, most of the dramas were Mexican. So it's very different. Very different. Also the stories. I mean, if you've seen a Mexican drama, usually you shouldn't watch that if you're young. Hindi siya safe for younger people. I don't know why they show it on TV in the afternoon. But yeah, I mean, compared to Mexican telenovelas, Asian dramas are more like family oriented, very, very like cute stories, especially the rom-coms. But of course, the ones that became popular in the Philippines, like Jewel in the Palace, it talks about uh, it's a historical drama, so it's different. But anyway, uh, so eventually, Sandara Park became very popular in the Philippines. 2004, she was so popular that she was scouted by YG Entertainment. So Yes, she became popular first in the Philippines. Because before she returned to Korea in 2007, and then she debuted in 2009. Yeah. So she's known also for her quirky and cute personality, the pro fan, because she's, at the time, I think part of her appeal was that she barely speaks either English or Filipino. So she mixes both languages. She's very shy. Although she wanted to be an artista, she's very shy. So it added to her. And I mean, she cried on TV. She cried while the judges were asking. I mean, no, parang harsh pala yun. But anyway, it added to her charm. And she became very popular in the Philippines. So, I always feel like she's one of the reasons why, I mean, she's not Filipino. But for Filipinos, we always consider her like a source of pride also. It's weird, but yeah. And she also accepts that. Like she considers herself as a sometimes in some of her interviews in Korea, she would boast that she wouldn't have to show her ID when she comes to the Philippines because everyone knows her, which is true in a way. Anyway. So during that time, this was also the time, early 2000s, this was also the time when uh, I mentioned K-dramas. K-dramas became familiar in the Philippines during the same time. Hallyu in the Philippines started with K-dramas. It's not yet the music. K-pop became more popular when YouTube became accessible and also internet. Before kasi you can watch K-dramas on TV. So, and, sorry, pirated DVDs. That's what we used to have. We didn't have streaming sites. So that's how we used to consume Korean cultural content. And then eventually, nagkaroon ng K-pop with the popularity of with the development in technology, with access to YouTube and everything. So it all started there at around 2004, early 2000s. I became a fan of anything Korean 2007, so I would say it's around the same time. Now, let's move to our case studies. So I mentioned that okay, it's the same photos that I used earlier. So Jessica Lee, Jin Ho, and Joel. Joel is community. Yeah, she compared to the two others, she's relatively new. She only started making content in 2021. Jinho is like the something, the oldest, and not the oldest in terms of age, but in terms of exposure. He has been making content for a long time. And his friends with Virata, who's also a popular expat. Yeah. Anyway, so I will be looking at them as human brands. So I'm not from the College of Business, so sorry. Disclaimer to agad, I might not be able to explain this well, but if you're from the College of Business, you know, you'll understand. Anyway, so a human brand refers to any level of personality. So it's the subject of marketing communication efforts. And their performances, life choices, and values are considered as branding exercises. We call it branding, but if you're familiar with like K-pop terminologies, we call it image or concept. Yes. For me, I see it as something similar. Like for example, Jimbo has this concept of being more of, he's an influencer. he takes advantage of his looks, but at the same time, he injects humor. He's not that serious. Unlike Jessica is very good and proper. Joanne is also more on the funny side. Yeah. Anyway, so the concept, image, and we'll be looking at that. And they also are very vocal about their brands or their branding of themselves. Like Jessica would call herself Korean Ate, although she's very young. She's just 54. Yeah. She calls herself Korean Ate. It's just like how Sandara has used the term promo until now. And she's 40 plus. She still uses, yes, she was born 1984. Madaya again. She still uses the promo branding whenever she's in the Philippines. Of course, the Koreans don't know that. She tried to explain it in one interview, I think, but they still don't get it. But even in Korea, I think she has a different image. Like, they take her seriously, but at the same time, they know that she's quirky. And she's different from them. I mean, she's not like a drama actress, diba? Yeah. So, that's her branding. And all of the three influencers that we talk about today are Koreans who are Filipino at heart. Jessica Lee even mentioned that she considers herself half Filipino and half Korean. Yes, we know that that's not how we usually refer to being half. But yeah. Anyway, we also looking at this study using the concept of diasporic Hallyu. This is something new. I chatted about this book by uh, Kyung. He published a book on the diasporic Korean communities in Canada, where he explored how the Korean youth, the diasporic Korean youth in Canada, accept or consume Hallyu, and he considers the diasporic community as people who are living here and there. So, bridge cultural intermediaries between their ethnic culture, because usually the diasporic community, they're the ones who first understand, of course, because of the language. Most of the Korean migrants, even though they grew up in another country, they know their language because of their parents. And the parents will talk to them in Korean. When they go out of their house, they will speak in English or whatever the local language is in their new country. But they're not disconnected in a way to the culture and the language of their country of birth if they were born in Korea. Yeah, so we can also see that. These are screenshots of the articles written about Jewel and Jessica Lee. So if you see very prominent the word bridging Filipino and Korean cultures for the article about Jewel. And also it was mentioned in the article about Jessica Lee, where supposedly Jessica Lee talks about her passion to bridge cultures. So it's like people see them automatically as like a bridge to the cultures of the Philippines and Korea. I think that's like normal. Usually if you're a migrant or if you're an expat in another country, kaya lang siya bigay because of the popularity of Hallyu. Anyway, so the methodology that I use, ethnography. So I looked at the closed comments, so online traces, online articles and interviews, Instagram and YouTube. I didn't use TikTok because sobrang tita, I don't have TikTok. I can't because masisira po ako sa TikTok. So I only use well, most of the time what they post on TikTok is also posted on Instagram either way. And then they expand it and then they post it on YouTube. So it's basically the same content. Yeah. Makakita na yung market, I think. But what they post is are similar. So I follow all of them, both on Instagram and YouTube. So yeah, sa algorithm ko sila. So this is Jinho. As I mentioned earlier, he has this image of being more of a funny person. So although he talks about serious things sometimes, I feel like he's more, he just himself more of a funny. Similar to Brian Ba, I don't know but similar to their friends. So yeah, I mean, how would you describe Brian Ba? Diba? We look at him like a comedian. Diba? I mean, we don't consider him like a social. Diba? Even though actor naman siya, pero hindi ganun. Nag-act naman po siya, pero comedian naman. Jinho is, he, yes. Jinho first started as a singer. I think he first became popular with, there was this show also on PBS before. I don't know I forgot if he was a contestant there. There were a lot of Koreans who joined that contest. Ang concept ng show na yun, were foreigners but they would sing OPM. And I think the one who won that show was Lohan, Korean. So, amazing naman kasi na they can sing the lyrics in Filipino. So, sila na as Jinho, a lot of people get surprised when they hear him sing. Kasi nga yung image niya is more of a comedian, but he's a singer. He's been living in the Philippines for 23 years. And in his Instagram bio, he calls himself your Korean best friend with a drop of Paolo in his love. So dito pa lang nakita na rin natin talaga na he's trying to be like a funny person. Hindi siya serious talaga. Even when he's trying to be serious, I find it very hard to take him seriously. And I think most of his fans are like that. Right? He posts photos of him. What thing I find interesting about his Instagram posts, when he posts photos of himself, he gets a lot of likes, the hearts, but not a lot of people would comment. But when he makes fun of himself, that's when he gets a lot of interactions on his posts. And I think that's what his followers are after. I don't know what's with Filipinos, but we like to see people making fun of themselves. Yeah, whether it's, foreigners or Filipinos. Anyway, so he speaks Tagalog fluently. He grew up in Clark area. If I remember correctly, he said that his family used to have a small Korean restaurant in there. There is also a big Korean community in there, if I visited. Anyway, so he has 167,000 followers on Instagram and 1.16 million subscribers on his YouTube channel, which he started in 2013. And he has collaborated with a lot of people, including Erik now. Erik now collaborated with a lot of them because when he was in the Philippines, I think he signed with the Filipino talent management for his promotions in the Philippines. So that was the time when there were a lot of Korean YouTubers who has content with Erik now. So Jinho has one, Jessica Lee also has one. Anyway, what's interesting is that his most viewed video is his cover of Nanghihinaya. Here yung Nanghihinaya. Basta it's a good song. Yeah, we know it. Yeah, this was posted in 2017. And what's interesting about the video is that you recognize this place. If you watch Goblin, you know that. Jumanji Beach. And also BTS, I think. One of the albums was really shot around the area. I think nasa area na yan yung BTS Boston. Anyway, so he featured a lot of the areas that were seen on some K-dramas and yeah, on his in this music video when he was in Nanghihinayang. Yeah. And the other videos that are that has more than a million views, medyo hindi mataas ang views ni Jinho. I think because there was a time when he said na he had to take down a lot of his videos because there was a conflict with his previous management, I think. So I think that affected the views. But anyway, his two other videos that are popular included this video with Erik Nam and another one with the cast of Basket Season 2. And you just, and, I forgot. I forgot. Anyway, because siya pinalabas. Yeah, but I think that was the first time that he was invited to have an interview with Korean Korean personalities. Netflix does that. They would invite influencers, content creators to interview the artists for their series. It adds to the promotion. I mean, it's a win-win. They promote the show and at the same time the content creators will also have, will also get following. So this is Jessica Lee. Yes, she has a completely different image. She's very prim and proper, but she's going to do dirty jobs. Because that's part of her branding. She has the Trabajo series where she does a lot of odd jobs. I mean, odd jobs talaga. She would sell fishbowl, firewood. She worked in a potato corner stall. Yeah. And she said that she was sent to the Philippines. It was obviously it was not her decision. She was sent to the Philippines by her parents when she was 8 and to study English. And I quote, she said because that was what's popular during that time. If she was born in 2001, so this was 2009, yes. There was still a lot of Koreans who were studying English in the Philippines. She eventually finished her studies in the Philippines. After high school, she went back to Korea. She wanted to become an idol. Also very different. I mean, Jinho is a singer, but he has this funny comedian image. Jessica Lee was a former idol trainee, but then eventually she went back to the Philippines. She wanted to study in the Philippines for college. She even documented that. She applied in UP during the time when there was a pandemic, right? Yes, during the pandemic. She wanted to enter UP, she applied and they had it also. But yeah, I think she decided that she would continue being a content creator. She joined idol school. Ano ba? It's the show that created from 9. Yeah, but she left the show early. So I didn't watch the show, so I'm not sure if she was shown. Or she has her time. And she eventually talked about her experience as an idol trainee on her YouTube channel. It was obvious that she's not happy with it. That's why she left. Yeah. So she returned to the Philippines in 2017, but during the pandemic, when the borders were closed, she was forced to return to Korea. After that, I think in 2022, she decided to return, 2021, she decided to return to the Philippines and be a full-time content creator. This photo is one of her trabaho, in the trabaho series where she picked, she also has the Paborito series, where she talks about food demand. She would ask people around, Sir Erik, may issue dun sa pag-ask around niya. But yes, she would look for recommendations for people, for sure. So, trabaho naman, she would take on like the normal jobs, like uh, gasoline station attendant. There was a time when I wrote about this. When she became a reporter for TV Pagna, I wrote about that in her website. Yeah. Anyway, so mas popular siya. She has more subscribers. She has more videos with more than 1 million views. Very popular yung trabaho series. I don't know why. But I think it's part of her charm also, where people see her she's very willing to immerse herself into the Filipino community. Yeah. So this is her account. That's what she has on her YouTube page, your Korean apple. So you're not yung brand banner. So banner. Yeah, that's her banner. So she considers herself Korean. In 2024, she won Manila State Gold Break Award. That's why we have the right talk about her. And in one interview, she said that she considers herself half Korean, half Filipino. Yeah. Even though she is full Korean, but she considers herself half Filipino. So she has 200,000 followers on Instagram, 161 million subscribers to YouTube. And the most popular videos on her page were those of her trying the different jobs. The one that's most popular, which has 3.1 million views, is that of her as a call center employee. And if you look at the comments, people would say that they miss working in a call center. It's just that there was two call center, that the actual call center. Kasi ngayon, diba, different processes na. Yeah, it's the first two call center. Yes. And a lot of the comments would say na they miss their job as a call center agent, and how it was. Those are the kinds of comments that she got. So si Julia naman, is not popular in TikTok. She has 1.6 million followers. Sinilip ko lang, again, because I don't have TikTok. But most of her videos on TikTok are also posted on Instagram. See, Jinho also has TikTok, but he said that he has a more username pala na sa TikTok. It's not safe for work. So, he has a different brand on TikTok. It's like more of a personal page for him, more whereas Instagram is more like his business. He's more formal there. Anyway, Jewel started posting in 2021. What's ironic is that she talks about the Philippines, but she started posting when she already returned to Korea. This was during the pandemic, so a lot of people started creating content also. And she and her family moved to the Philippines when she was 5, Korean age, so around 3 to 4 thousand, sabi niya. She literally grew up in the Philippines. That's her wearing, yeah. I think that was for a wedding. She attended the wedding of her friend and she wore that. So she has a relatively smaller number of followers compared to the two others. She only has 75,200 followers on Instagram and 208,000 subscribers on YouTube. But most of her videos talk about reverse culture shock. These are her experiences as a Korean who grew up in the Philippines and who went back to Korea. In one of her videos, she talked about how the camera shutter sound in phones sold in Korea cannot be silenced or turned off, unlike here in the Philippines. And she says it's because a lot of yung Virata. And I think that's what you're trying to present. Because sabi niya, gulat ang siya as an introvert because while she's taking photos, like everyone knows that she's taking photos. Because, yeah. Anyway, now this is her most viewed video on YouTube, where she was explaining why she has the Filipino accent. And I think this was popular because a lot of people were supporting her. The reason why she made this video, I think because she keeps on talking about, she keeps on making content. And then she sometimes uses English. And then there are some people who would say that she has a Filipino accent. And some people mentioned that she should use British accent. And she was so confused. Why would I use a British accent? Like, I studied English in the Philippines. So obviously, I would have a Filipino accent. So she explained that in Batangas accent. So dapat sabi niya, mas may accent pa siya kaysa doon. So, kilala ka na ba? Anyway, so she explained why she has a Filipino accent. And I think that's also part of her charm that she uses a lot of Filipino expressions. And what's funny is that when she is with her brother, they often speak in Tagalog. So yeah, they often speak in Tagalog. And Tagalog and English. They use 3 languages. And sometimes she said that when they don't want their friends to understand them, they would speak in Tagalog. In Korea, her brother also speaks Tagalog. Nakakatuwa sila ng Tagalog. Anyway, and I think that's also why people watch her videos because of her use of the language. Yeah. So in all of these case studies, Baby and Fair have openly identified themselves as Koreans from the Philippines and who consider the Philippines as their home despite not having any Filipino ancestry. This is also something that I'm sure, other Korean migrants in the Philippines say. And they have been vocal about their love for the Philippines, in interviews or on their self-produced content. I mean, that's the reason why they returned. Most of them left
the Philippines, went back to Korea after studying, and then eventually they decided to go back to the Philippines because a lot of them felt more comfortable. I also have a student who was like that. She grew up in the Philippines. And then when she returned to Korea, she told me that it was very difficult for her because she felt lost in Korea. And she told me it's not like I can ask for directions because I'm Korean. Even like think I'm weird that that I don't know anything. Because I'm Korean, I speak the language, but then she's not familiar. She grew up in the Philippines. And I think that's very similar to the experiences of Jinho, June, and Jessica, and that's why they decided with their
In the Philippines. So through their social media posts and YouTube videos, the three case studies will explain different aspects of Korean culture to their audience using the Filipino language, making it more accessible to their followers. So si June, one of her most viewed TikTok videos is that of her talking about answer the phone, which was very popular in the Philippines in 2002. To be fair, I also didn't know that that was Korean. Because I think there was an English version of that. That became more popular, but it was K-pop, apparently. And yeah, she was talking about that. She said that that was the first K-pop song that became popular in the Philippines. And Kim also shared that her being Korean usually is like a conversation starter. Like when people learn that she's Korean, and if these people like K-pop, K-drama, space series, they will talk to her and tell her about, oh, I love Korea. I mean, we also do that. So she said that it helped her gain more friends, and it's like it makes it easier for her to connect with people when they start talking about their groups or the actors that they like. Si Jay naman, he would post a lot of get ready with me videos on Instagram where he would use a lot of Korean fonts. I think sometimes he receives like bigger packages, but sometimes he just buys products on his own and then he will slap it on his face while getting ready. And then he will get replies like this. No, a list of products, a list of tools, yeah. And then Jinho even mentioned that he can make a video out of it. Like this listing down the products that he uses. Yeah. But amazing personal, ano lang, particular kay Jinho. Kaya ano yung products sa mukha. Ayos lang sa pagkakala ko, it's so unfair. Yeah. Anyway, so we will usually talk about the products. Yeah. So this is a. He doesn't reply that much, to be honest. He common and nagre-reply sa mga posts. But I think because he keeps on getting questions about the products that he uses, so he offered to actually make a video out of it, or like about it rather. So recently, he shifted to sort of like a podcast, pero on video, where he talks about fellow expats. So this other person, CGL, she was born in the Philippines, but she's Korean. She's pure Korean. So they share their own experiences, where they sometimes they have been discriminated. Jinho said that he was bullied when he was younger. Because that was the time now when Koreans were not yet very, Filipinos were not yet very familiar with Koreans. And he would get bullied for bringing kimchi for lunch. And he would say that. This other video, this guy is Japanese. This guy is also Korean. He's Jinho's friend. And yeah, this is very common. They would often make videos about who knows the Philippines better. He had a version of that with Jessica and Dasuri. Yeah. So it's a very common comment among the expats in the Philippines that they would talk about who knows the Philippines better. Even Ryan Ba, I think, he has a content like that with Jessica. They know each other, so they would collaborate on different videos. Yeah, and the comments is together that most Filipinos would acknowledge that they are Filipinos, or like they know a lot about the Philippines. And in one of these comments, it said na, mas nakaka-proud pa nga ito sa part ng mga full-blooded Pinoy. Yeah. So anyway, so a lot of their subscribers and those who follow them are very proud of them. Yeah. Si Jessica naman, because again, her image is different, he usually talks about um, the more the more controversial stuff. Yeah, in one of her videos, this also got a lot of news where she talked about this issue is old. This was in 2021, 2022. Dahil siya kay Bella Torch. Bella Torch is a TikToker. She apparently has a rising sun tattoo. Oh, I know. And when the Koreans saw it, they started saying racist things against Filipinos. Eh, syempre, mga Pilipino, di ba matando? Racist kayo, racist din kami. So, nag-away sila. And suddenly, there was this hashtag, cancel Korea. Because like, Filipinos are saying that, why are you bashing Filipinos? You learn English with our country. Stuff like that. And the usual ad hominem attacks. And then, because she's Korean, who makes content about the Philippines, a lot of people send her messages that you should talk about this issue. Minsan kasi may ganun din, di ba? Even in previously, Jinho, Juwon, they talked about it. There apparently recently on TikTok there was this Korean American guy who got offended when people said that he was Filipino. Hindi ko yun alam kasi wala akong TikTok. But they talked about it. And a lot of people wanted them to comment about it. Na, parang like, oh, yung kababayan, you're racist, something like that. So, you have to say something about it. So, si Jessica, she actually did say something about it. So, she apologized for the reaction of her countrymen, of her fellow Koreans, and she explained that, very sensitive issue naman kasi talaga. Because of Japan. To be honest, Filipinos should also be angry about that because of her experience with Japan. But, siguro kasi mas mahaba yung experience ng Korea with Japan. So, it's more sensitive for them than for Filipinos. But anyway, so what I like about this event that she explained both sides. So she said that this is the reason why Koreans are angry. And at the same time, she also called out the Filipinos who were like, because a lot of us are not even connected to the issue anymore. It's the plain, racist attacks. Nawala naman ang kilalaman talaga sa issue. So, she also called out some of the Filipinos who kept on. I think one of the examples that she gave was that there was this comment by a Filipino where they said na they were acting to this comment na Filipinos or the Philippines is a slave state or Filipinos are short, they're ugly. And then what the Filipino did, nilabasan nila pictures ng mga Miss Universe. Tapos sabi niya, why doesn't Korea have a Miss Universe yet? So sabi ni Jessica, that's beside the point. But she understands. And I think what's important is that she addressed the issue. She even created a separate video where she was just apologizing for the attitude of the Koreans. Yeah. And she would also sometimes talk about other issues like poverty porn. I think this was the period when there were a lot of foreign content creators who would go to the Philippines and who would, make them with the normal people. I mean, that's not natin what they're doing that. Pero nga, sometimes, it it depends on how they create your content. It can sometimes really look like poverty people or Filipino dating. We see a lot of that. So she also talked about those kinds of issues. So because of their large following, they are often also tapped by various brands. Not the big ones, not the biggest ones. I mean, I think I forgot the brand. But these are also big brands. Jinho has been working with Disney Plus for quite some time. He would, and also Jewel. Madalas ang kasama sila sa mga junket where they would promote the the dramas, upcoming dramas usually because streaming sites like Disney Plus, all the streaming sites, Netflix, they would usually bring media people and influencers to some place where they would launch the show, and then sometimes those who invite would get a chance to either interview the actors or yeah. So si Jimbo madalas siyang nag-i-interview ng actors. And then when they hear that he's from the Philippines, I mean, one thing that he always explains is that he's Korean and it's just that he lives in the Philippines. Because sometimes people would, kasi nga, Philippine ID sila eh. So, he will be identified as someone from the Philippines. And then we will be surprised that he speaks very good Korean. So he has to explain that, yeah, he's Korean. And of course, part of the perk is that we meet the actors, but at the same time, we're also expected to promote the shows to their followers. And sometimes they even provide some context. Because there are a lot of series, there are a lot of dramas. If you don't know anything about Korea, very straightforward yung understanding mo. But once you dig deeper into the society, you will understand kung bakit si ganito siya, this character, he or she acts like that. So sometimes they provide context also to some of the show. Yeah. And sometimes it becomes more formal when we are invited to host some events. Like Jessica was the host, I think, for Jesus Sunday. Just over the weekend, Jinho was the host for the first one of NCT Wish. Yeah, in Really ba? Basta I saw it that we posted about it.
Pakalin, pakatun sa what's that hotel sa
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yes, yes. No, what I'm saying, I don't know the company. So usually, yeah, they're acknowledged by the companies. They're acknowledged by the companies that, these are Filipino influencers who become that as hosts for the, and sometimes it actually adds to the, I don't know, it adds to, siguro the popularity of the idols, kasi the idols is popular as it is, but it gives a different flavor. I mean, if you're a fan of K-pop, you probably know also the translators and the interpreters. Because the interpreters have their own following. Like, yung kasi sa ako talaga na siya eh. So, yun na yun. Established na siya. Yeah, but the younger ones, saka nagtagalog yung interpreter. You know that those are like the younger ones. Yun yung isa sa mga ginagawa nila. Yeah. So it's common. And then you will produce content for, this is, I don't know if you know, this is Horizon. I know they're Filipino, but they promote in Korea. So, under a Korean company. So, madalas si Jimbo yung pinukuha nila for restaurant. So, and they always produce a lot of funny content. So, yeah. And to promote, of course, activities. So, through their social media posts, the case studies have also made their culture more familiar to Filipinos. They're referring to themselves as Korean ate or chifu. I mean, these are obviously Korean terms, but people start to become more familiar with the meaning of these words and also with other aspects of Korean culture because of the explanation or the posts of these people online. And they would also sometimes, there is this, I find this very interesting. There was a post by Jinho where it was a very short video where he talked about how he almost forgot that he's Korean in Korea when he was asking for the bill. Because in Korea, you don't usually ask for the bill. You just go to the counter and pay. But then he forgot. So he was in Korea and he asked for the bill. And then the Korean staff in the store, yes, so, what do you want? Do you want water? Do you want? And everything is self-service, by the way. So they're really confused. And then he posted about it because he said that it's just proof also that sometimes he even forgets that he's not in the Philippines and that he's Korean sometimes, in Korea. And the use of local languages in the Philippines, so usually English and Filipino lang. Si Jessica posts mostly in English because I don't think she's fluent in Tagalog because she studied English in Paolo. So hindi Tagalog yung alam niya. Akala niya daw before yung Ilonggo, yung Filipino. So that's why. I remember that because in one video, Ryan Bam advised Jessica to learn Tagalog. Like, you should speak more, sabi niya, you should speak more Tagalog so that your audience can appreciate your content more. And I think I noticed that in the more recent videos of Jessica, she uses more Tagalog, but still mostly English. So the use of language is important in their content, and it also shows how much they understand Filipino society and their followers. They keep track of trends, the humor also. A lot of the people who follow both Jinho and Juwon would say that they have very Filipino humor. And that's why they like watching the videos because of that. Yeah. Of course, uh, they talk about their experiences, or they talk about their life in the Philippines, but at the same time, they often inject different information about their Korean culture also. So it makes it easier for their followers. It sort of humanizes Korean culture. It makes it more personal in a way. That's like, I mean, a lot of the things you can just Google. You can just search online. But it depends whether you ask another person about it. Or if another person talks about it. Yeah. Nasa conclusion na tayo. Sorry. So, yeah, there are a Philippine-based Korean expatriates in making Korean culture more accessible and familiar would also become more important as time passes. I was thinking about this last night. I don't know if it's just my algorithm, but I noticed recently that there are a lot of Korean content creators, whether in the Philippines or in the US. A lot of my friends who are not into K-pop or K-drama, they will send me videos of Korean Americans making kimchi. Or I have a friend who had a very strong craving for what's that? The raw marinated crab because of the videos she saw on TikTok. And these videos were made by Korean Americans who would often share how their families would make the side dishes. So I noticed that there are a lot of those content nowadays. Mostly food or skincare products. In Korea naman, but it's normal. In Korea, there's a lot of content about language naman. I think it's more limited because, of course, they can make content if they're not fluent in English. So most of them, they would, um, they would make content about the language in English. Yeah. And the use of the language is important because we use Filipino or English even when they're promoting Korean shows or Korean products. They also often share snippets of their trip to South Korea while also sharing information. They often go back to Korea. Like recently, Jinho who went back to Korea for spring just to see cherry blossoms. And then yun nga, dahil weird yung weather sa Korea, he had to go out of Seoul. So a lot of people were also asking him, like, where are the cherry blossoms? Why is it still snowing in April? So they also provide those kinds of information to their followers. Also about food, sometimes cafe recommendations. Yeah. I consider that second generation. If we use the generation thing for similar to K-pop, I consider that second generation because we have Ryan Bang, we have Dasumi, we have of course Virata, we have the older one, I don't know if you still remember Jimmy Park. She has a different brand also. It's the FHM Curve. Yeah. Okay. Ako din eh, sabi ko, I don't think people would go to the park anymore. Yeah, and then of course Sampo, but yeah, she's still there. And it's just a different, I don't know. But anyway, we have a lot of friends. Again, they have their own community kasi din eh, these influencers. It's like, they know each other. They know each other. So sometimes you would see in their posts, like, this girl, si Yel, she's younger. Siya yung sinasabi ko kanina na she was born here in the Philippines. When asked about her Korean language skills, she said it's a 3. So she's not proud of her Korea. This one is Christy. She's also making content. A lot of them are dabbling in content creation, and they're all friends. And they consider like di ba, kasi Basili and Brownbag, we also collaborate with some of these younger content creators. So, yeah, I don't think the trend will end soon. Because a lot of them, I'm actually surprised that there are a lot of young Koreans who grew up in the Philippines. So dahil nag-research ako dito, yung algorithm ko for Korean expats in the Philippines. So there are a lot. And I think this will just continue. Because, social media, everyone can make content. Depende na lang kung may manonood. Pero, diba? They can share a lot of information. And especially with the popularity of Korean cultures, like, diba? Anything Korean becomes popular. I mean, Hallyu market. Yeah. And it will not be surprising if there will be more of them. Parang idols yan eh. Like, third job na rin yan, siguro in a few years. Unless, magdaldaw mo, I don't think it will. Magdaldaw. So, anyway, that's it. Thank you. Thank you for listening.
Thanks, Mike. Thank you very much, Professor Rose from the Salle History Department. And before we listen to the reaction of Dr. Erik Capistrano, our reactor for this research session, yeah, it's a remember during our discussion, we had a discussion on this, and it's actually from the theoretical framework of cultural studies and cross-cultural studies in general. It is an identity project of a brand as brand process. But I have to speak like the business school para multidisciplinary. It's an identity project wherein two cultures, two countries, are merged into a production of societal appreciation of personalities from bridging culture, quote unquote. And we have questions later, of course, on the credibility to bridge culture, but also we look into the industries, general industries that these influencers or bloggers, content creators who bring to the Philippines about Africa. However, before I continue, we also welcome students from the Paolo University. Thank you very much for attending our session. And also to everyone here, I asked Mr. Hall, our research associate here, to pass around the certificate. We asked her to pass around a certificate of attendance and kindly put their email addresses. We will issue a certificate of attendance paper. We will issue a certificate of attendance. So just put your email address. Let's continue. So the general English would be fun. Like Korea is fun. Koreans are fun with the visual here. Food also, and of course the entry point was drama, as you said, but also in entertainment. But other than that, maybe politics, history, or any other topics, that's what I see now in terms of topic. Maybe not yet. In the reaching stage of Korean or Hallyu. But to hear further some of the reactions about this Rose presentation, we welcome a professor here in the Virata School of Business, and also who is also an expert in Korean studies, ladies and gentlemen, for this reaction, Dr. Erik Capistrano.
Right, thank you, Dr. Sutera, for the content. Yeah, very comprehensive take on Korean bloggers in the Philippines. With a bit of a background myself, especially for those of you who are seeing for the first time. So my name is Erik Capistrano. I'm professor and assistant also college secretary for the High School of Business. Also an administrator for Society Philippines, one of the two big platforms for uni so long. You know, 2 weeks ago, Paolo was here. Kami po ang nasa platform organizing all the events there. Ang pinaka-abang ko sa kanyo, ako po yung translate ng battles from English to Korean, all which Paolo read in about 2 weeks ago. Okay. So that being said, the immersion in Korean culture has been both from an academic perspective and also from a fan perspective. So, given that, I had the privilege of also sharing some of the experiences that Ms. Rose had. We were just chatting earlier about learning exactly the day before. Especially you mentioned Jimmy Park, all of those memories started falling back in. And we also mentioned about Gracie as well. The rumor girlfriend of then President so, yeah. So that being said, the growth of Korean influence in the Philippines, especially in terms of these waffles, is still a very interesting one. And when I first saw the paper and making my own calls about the map, the first thought that came to my mind was this study serves as a gateway to open so many opportunities for comparisons to validate cross-reference with other content that is out there. So for example, other bloggers that come to mind are foreigners such as the Korean English fan, for example, who is British, a British national living in Korea, but now flies back and forth from London to Seoul, married to a Korean, okay? And also and sharing Korean culture to the rest of the world. The other one we recently mentioned in other areas, and this is a more recent Korean personality who recently attained celebrity status is Chef Esther Choi. She's a chef based in New York, and her restaurant is showcases Korean food, obviously fusion with American levels. She was also contestant in the latest innovation of the Irish. So that's what we get to know. So it also opened a gateway wherein the likes of Found and Sadar are who not only became popular in the Philippines, but also use that popularity to introduce Filipino culture to Korean society, Korean audiences. What is mostly also important to note that specifically for these two, their content made it to Korean broadcast media, meaning mainstream media, specifically KBS for starters. So that being said, we know that these a collection of content creators and the content that they've put out there and where it was distributed can serve as a very interesting point wherein we can compare in both what was shown and how it was received. Why? Because, for example, there was a Brian Bao who, for example, became a host to Korean celebrities in a now defunct show in Battle Thread, KBS Battle Thread, and where they showcase Filipino locations and Filipino popular tourist destinations. All these are filtered. Yeah, this has been filtered, this has been censored, this has been screened by professionals back in Korea. Therefore, content that is being shown there is already edited towards the Korean taste. However, compared to these bloggers, there is less filtering. Okay, there's less filtering, less editing that's going on. So maybe, to the point of Moses' presentation earlier, their content can reinforce what Korean broadcast media distributes or shows home. So that's the thing. Which actually also brings to life of an article several years ago that Sandara kind of like bemoans the fact that Korean media, what Korean media TikTok as far as Philippines is concerned, is mostly negative news. Yeah, so there were a couple of instances where Sandara got spoke out against it. So again, so one way in which this paper can be enriched is that comparison of the content that is being broadcasted or being distributed, and also the way audiences have received that such content. So, okay, another, as we go along, okay, of course, some of the things gets to fill in some of the gaps here will be, I recently Googled it out wherein, yes, for one, the reason why I say that for the controversy surrounding Bella Roach and where Jessica Lee was involved is that, yeah, officially Japan has apologized to the Philippines in terms of these atrocities during the World War II. However, they have been avoiding that, they have been skirting that, okay, in terms of these apologies. Okay. They issued 63 apologies today to Korea. However, the wordings is something that's always being scrutinized and criticized by Korean society. In other words, they've been skirting the issue. So that's it. And furthermore, historically, I was told that Koreans didn't accept the fact that we supposedly perceived in more like the inferior race conquered them. That was another thing. That was another thing. So that's the incidentally also recently I finished watching Engine One in KBS. So it was like so there's a really lot of history between Japan and Korea. That's why the rising sun issue is there. And it's not limited just to that particular incident. Several K-pop celebrities, including the one that Paolo, were heavily criticized to the point that they were forced out of the shows that they were in at the time. One of the things why probably that this issue blew up as far as this is concerned. Right. Now, okay, so what probably we should probably go and add when it comes to the content the content that we've seen so far is because the paper is entitled Shaping Hallyu Phenomenon in the Philippines. Okay. But however, specifically for these three, it's not just about it's not just about them communicating Korean content, Korean history, Korean society to Filipinos, but also communicating Filipino culture, Filipino content to the rest of the world. So it's like a similarly like a showcase of Filipino culture in the eyes of a Korean. Okay? In the eyes of a Korean. I particularly enjoy Jessica Lee's content in the sense that she really immerses herself, and really getting down and dirty. And I have actually some thoughts as to why she's doing that, which will have in 2 minutes. So that being said, that actually brings me to a certain point where I kind of wonder like how similar or different these behaviors of let's say Korean Canadians, for example, that probably showcase Korean culture, Canadian culture through their own content, and how does that compare to the likes of Kim Jong and Estali? So that's the other thing because different cultures will have different points of richness and diversity and sometimes shared history as well. And that's why probably also make an interesting take as well of how much of these cultures are accurately communicated and connected through the content that they generate. Which then brings me to my third point, because I was Googling on both, I'm not too familiar much with Hinduism, yeah? But for the rest of Baking Hall and Jessica Lee, I kind of see like Baking Hall more like doing the MC part. Meaning that's what I kind of like equated with DJ. So, like the type of content that he has is really like more like he's a host, he's an MC. Whereas for Jessica Lee, because she has idol experience and second generation idols kind of like have tenure in variety shows exactly doing what Jessica Lee is actually doing. For those of you who are not in the know, there were times wherein K-pop fans, the K-pop idols would be sent to provinces, okay, working on porn. Yes, Invincible Youth Days, right? Yeah, there's a show called Invisible Youth back in the day wherein they gathered six female idols, put them in a farm, and the objective was to make the farm self-sufficient. So they literally got down in their teenage wife, they got down dirty in their hands and knees and did farm work. They learned how to cultivate a farm, they learned how to grow chickens, they learned how to tame a cow, they even and what was also good about that show was we got alone to grow the farm, and then by the time the show ended, they were able to pay off alone, with selling their produce and whatnot. So I think and I think what Jessica is doing with her tobacco series is very similar to that. So that's probably the appeal that we see there. Yeah, that we see there. And yes, I did also watch the Filipino Story episode. That it was also very likely. Now, the thing also said that Korean Ate series actually had a state wherein she actually introduced Filipino food to Korean kids. Like there was a couple of episodes of it. So, okay, this is like again, just to further add that not only that these bloggers or influencers when Korea to Philippines, but also Philippines to Korea corridor in terms of sharing and communicating the culture. Which then brings me to Injuwa. The Injuwa probably is more relatable to today's generation simply because she's younger and simply because she started on a platform that's more popular to the generation that she's in, which is on TikTok. So, and what is interesting for her is that unlike the first two, she did a reverse culture shock. Where this is supposed to be a Korean person, then a Korean person, grew up in the Philippines, and then went to Korea, got the shock of her life. So again, it's a way which probably can also package her in a way wherein the concept of each of these influencers can dictate the type of content, the type of audience, and how the interactions between the content provider and the audience, okay, what generated out of that. So that's the third point. Lagi po points. So next point is that yes, these case studies are Philippine-based Korean expatriates aimed in making Korean culture more accessible to Filipinos. We can also say the same thing. That Korean expatriates aim in making Filipino culture more accessible to Koreans. So based on the following, the comments and reactions, I was kind of thinking, how does this stack up to actual Korean celebrities' social media performances? Because one of the things I was wondering about is, like at least for me, and I'm sample of one, of the sample two in this case, I learned about Jessica Lee because I'm a K-pop fan. And prior to me following Jessica Lee, I was already following Chen, Junior, One, after school, second generation groups. Okay, so stuff like that. So it at least me as an audience, what I consume from the likes of Jessica Lee, Becky Ho, and Kim Won is more like a reinforcement of what I already know of Korean culture. So in academic terms, maybe we can treat such celebrities as a positive moderating effect. Okay? So what Filipino perceptions are already towards Korean society. So so the question therefore would be, what would make Filipinos follow these bloggers more than the celebrities? Aside obviously from the most obvious strength that they speak the language. That they speak the language. Especially kung umabot ako sa point wherein I comment on I actually see read comments on the idols I follow in Korean. So what would be what would be the additional benefit of me going and go for? Probably for those who are entry level fans or are new to the Korean way, then these would serve as your gateway towards having more interest in Korean culture. So like I said, these could be the study of these bloggers, these influencers, can be also framed as a reinforcement of any value related consumption in the Philippines as well. So yes, they shape, yes, they frame, but more like to give a positive reinforcement or validation of how we already consume Korean content. Lastly, okay, lastly, it was very interesting that you highlighted that these influencers, and I quote, these influencers, aside from taking on the roles of cultural intermediaries, also somehow humanizes Korean culture, make it feel more personal to their followers. Their interactions with their followers, who they joke around with or share information with, also strengthens their connections with them. This is the part I think we really like uplift a lot. Okay? What do these Koreans have to offer that traditional Ali content does not offer? And like I said, there's a lot, probably also like for these celebrities, most of most of that stuff that they put online is screened already. It's screened. It has to go through, let's say, their management, their agencies, their handlers. Okay, huwag na tayo mag-lagay na all the time sila yung nag-like for sumasagot sa mga comments natin. Okay, they do have their handlers. And those are screened. And again, we now have this alternative channel in whatever realities, both in Korean culture and in Filipino culture, can therefore and they will be seen because of the presences of these influencers. So I've said a lot, so I'll just summarize this as whatever I said. Again, one of the biggest things about this paper and where the pursuit it offers a gateway for us to validate and to expand the data set to include number one, foreigners, let's say living in Korea. Okay, let's say if there's some accuracy that's going on there. Korea is living abroad elsewhere. Okay. Filipino bloggers who generate Korean cultural content, sure, that a long time ago. Myself. Alright. And this is an interesting thing because of my algorithms often show Koreans who visited the Philippines, took a vacation, and then blogged about it. And then some even went back. Right? Exactly. Yeah. Because, like, for example, most common would be the beaches, right now, the beaches, and then, but these are all Korean language, right? The blogs you see. So how accurate their representations are, their experiences are, versus those who lived here for a long time. Now, why is this an interesting thing? Because it's more a snapshot rather than a lengthy state. Okay. So comparisons, in other words, comparisons to the content broadcasting official channels, basically all of these different influencers, would also would be a very interesting way for this paper to further expand on what it's trying to discuss. Alright, so with that the reaction to this, and thank you, everyone, congratulations for a very comprehensive discussion on this on this present phenomenon. Thank you.
Thank you. So with that, at the very Capistrano for your comprehensive reactions, well, and for perspectives that would surely improve the insights we come from a paper, especially from the your expertise universities. But of course, we open the floor also for questions, for your insights, inputs. Let's entertain maybe around 2 or 3 questions. Yes, Dr. Andre. Sige, lakas mo na lang.
Based on 20,000, I believe kasi Hallyu in general became more popular late 90s. So, in the Philippines at least, yung content na in-export ng Korea during the late 90s, kasi siyang gawa in the Philippines. At first, arrived Japan and China. Yes. And then Southeast Asia around the same, early 2000. And I think yun na, hindi rin, what the trend was, there were a lot of students talaga in the Philippines, Korean students studying English. So this was really the period. Well, Santana Park has been in the Philippines for a long time. But that was, it's probably coincidence. Yung star circle quest in Santana. But the general, yes, context, it's, this was a time there were a lot of Koreans studying in the Philippines, English. At the same time, Philippine networks started showing Asian novellas, which are mostly Koreans and Taiwanese dramas. So it all worked together. And then by the late 2000s, that's when K-pop came. So it's like a series of events that happened, which led us to where we are now. Yes. Thank you po.
Probably to add to that one, in terms of the history of Korean wave spread, yes, exactly. Like late 1990s, it was China and Japan, that was the immediate markets for expansion. In fact, the term Hallyu was more common than Chinese media. Right? So it was for the Koreans. So, and then it's more the Chinese pick up. Here in the Philippines, exactly, it was also when GMA7, and this was documented in the paper published as we go, and Jerry Go, CSSP, in GMA7 count them established to Heart of Asia series of the Korean drama, specifically to counter media violence. Because it was picked up in 2001. I remember that it was late. JA7 was scrambling to find a counter to that. And that's what it was. And then they picked up the taboo during the past. So it's very snowballed from there. Okay. In terms of K-pop, mix pick up the ABS-CBN channel mix picked up Wanderers. Nobody. This was in 2009. 2008, 2009. And that's when it all snowballed from there.
And this is the reaction of more students. They are also hiring probably what they're saying. Okay, okay, more thank you for more clarifications. Yes, David.
Thank you, Rose, and we're very happy this has progressed a lot. I have maybe 1 or 2 questions because when you said when in your conclusion you said you would refer to the second generation because they are social media influencers. So if we call the first generation of new influencers in the Philippines, they were born in TV era and then they were famous through TV and radio, right? Because Shishika was also DJ, Carmelle. But I think the current phenomenon is also quite interesting because these key figures we talked about today are new media influencers, but they're also going back to mainstream TV. For instance, passing the Ryan when they appeared on films. So, gaining mainstream popularity through their new media influencer initiative, I think the process is quite interesting because this means the Philippine traditional media picks up how to use these non-Filipino talents. And then about the familiarizing with Korean culture because I don't really watch these things, but my husband does so much. So I can stop. But I really agree because this is really a great way to open more intercultural understanding and then people have broader mind to understand Korea. But the things they choose seem like they want to cater to people because they know what people like. They like, okay, people like, rather than make them proud about their own culture. They know what to do. Like Gaba series, and then what was that? Another one. Operator series. Because people would comment definitely. And then they will even fight each other, right? So it boosts the algorithm and then exposure. So I think it will be also interesting I don't know because the whole breakup might be different from the comments, but the comments, if you see, you also mentioned Korean Americans. If you see some other non-Korean who gain citizenship or who live in other continents, they also do the same similar things, right? Because these are universal. But what some of them will do is really to make non-Koreans be more familiar with Korean culture. But I don't know how much these Korean citizens really bring Korean culture instead of bringing more Filipino culture and sharing their experiences. For instance, when Gino was doing like, he forgot he was in Korea. Like, that thing really clicks me. I don't know if Koreans will find it funny because I live here. I never watched it. I understood, but I don't know how much he can really take in Korea. It's same with Sandra about the figure that because when Sandra was an aspiring celebrity because there was no influence on them, she became very famous because of the documentary series, right? So that was a stepping stone for her popularity. And then these key features, I think, how they really manage to approach students' IT and then what they want to make content will be very interesting. But then the last one is, I'm curious if these three belong to an agency or entertainment management. They tried. There were some period na I think Jimbo was signed with some, and also Jessica. But then eventually they left. Because Jessica right now, I think she's doing everything on her own.
She has a small team.
Yeah, she has
And so I have a friend who works with her.
Mm.
It's one of her videographers.
Yeah, but in terms of like agency, I don't think they have an agency. Yes. Yes.
How about the reaction to the net of the day on catering to the Filipino culture and then catering on the Filipino psychology per scale way of the effect of these content, these persona in Korea? How do you advise them? Bridging.
Yeah. For me, I agree that their target really is Filipino. Yeah. And I'm not sure how, because looking at the comments, I don't think Koreans know them. Yeah, I don't think Koreans know them. I think that's also one reason why they decided to stay in the Philippines to begin with. Because in Korea, they're normal people. Like they have, I think Jin Ho even shared that he tried to have a corporate job in Korea, but then it was very difficult for him. So he didn't like it, and then he decided to go back to the Philippines. All of them, they lived in Korea, and it's just that, again, they were not very happy. And I think that's why, also why most of their content really, it's for the Filipino audience. But it is interesting to see what kind of reaction Koreans have on their event. Kasi I just remember when Jinho Day interviewed you just you just mentioned Ryan Bang. It's like when you meet someone who's from this place and you say, oh, I have a friend who's also from that place. It just so happens that Jinho also knows Ryan Bang. But I think based on that kind of interaction, it just shows that, at least from the Korean side, we still have very limited knowledge about the Philippines. And even sometimes Jewel would also share that when they talk to like taxi drivers in Korea, like the taxi drivers would ask them, oh, you're from the Philippines, or you live in the Philippines, isn't it dangerous there? So it's still the same. Still the same typical image where, the Philippines is where a lot of Korean fugitives would hide. I mean, that's what we see in Korean dramas and movies. So, like, yeah, I think in terms of their effect, like, on Koreans, I think it's been very limited. And also the language. Yeah, that's very important. It shows that whatever their content is, the fact that they speak in Filipino, the market is the Philippines. Yeah.
More questions? Steve, let's hear from at the event.
So my question is that the influencers are supposed to share positive information online, but are there instances wherein they share negative sides such as the discrimination that Filipinos receive from Koreans? Thank you.
I think I can't remember, like I can't pinpoint a specific content right now. But I remember the one I was talking about earlier, where Jewel was talking to the taxi driver, and the old taxi driver was talking about how isn't the Philippines dangerous? And then she shares it, but I mean, it's dangerous. The way she said is, it's dangerous everywhere. So she kind of defended the Philippines, the image of the Philippines that Koreans have. And also, when she was asked, like, as a Korean, what do you think? Considering also the popularity of Korean culture, like, internationally. Like, as a Korean, what do you think should Korea or the Korean society change? She said that Korean society or Koreans in general should be more open. Because she's aware that there are Koreans who are also, racist or they sometimes discriminate against other nationalities. So she's aware of that as a Korean. And she just hopes that Korean society in general, considering all the developments, I mean, your culture is popular as it would be very weird if you're racist. But does happen. Yeah, I've experienced that. But yeah, I think they are aware. It's just that I think, and this was also mentioned by Sir Dave earlier, how what I notice is that they don't talk about anything political. Diba? Kasi it's dangerous territory. It's dangerous territory. Whether it's politics in the Philippines or whether it's politics in Korea, it's dangerous territory. They can get canceled. And this is their job. Diba?
Yeah, the problems to add your add to that answer question. They kind of like downplay it in the sense that they're gonna include tidbits of that in their videos, but it's more like to portray a holistic picture of the experience. Recently, Jessica Lee filmed herself for 2 days in Salle, and then she could have chosen to edit it out, but she chose to include it in her video. That some of the locals were hitting on her. Some of the, of course, it made her uncomfortable. It made her uncomfortable. Yeah, she could have, again, she could have chosen to edit it out. See, the standard is, okay, because she's Korean and she's pretty, by the way. So the risk of her being catcalled, being hit on is very high. And I've seen from a couple of videos herself that she chose not to edit out some of those incidents. And also that's another thing that she got scammed in the restaurant in Siagao. So
We often talk about
yeah, we also talk about this. So there are also incidents, especially when they travel around, they would warn you about they don't get scammed here, or don't get but I guess it's more like just to paint a holistic picture of the experience rather than highlight the negative. But there are negatives of the experience.
Alright, thank you. Ryan again, please.
Um, I was just wondering about because the framing is Korean migrants, but how it was presented were influencers. But were these were there instances where these influencers also got to interact with other Korean migrants who weren't you know um, who are not of the influencer status, but are entrenched in different Filipino communities. So they're able to actually, share stories about, what their neighbors are, looking for in terms of this whole Hallyu phenomenon.
But then, so far, I haven't seen videos of them interacting with normal members of the Korean community. Kasi nga, they tend to also talk to each other, like, all of them are influencers at some point. Diba? Some of them are like, hindi pa nga nag-grow up as influencers, but I think they have dreams of being influencers, but I haven't seen them actually interacting.
The premise for that particular question is sometimes, the influencer image is something that's, it's an aspiration, but it's not necessarily the reality of the experience. And therefore, for some people, maybe maybe they're looking for the more real stories. Like I remember one of the stories where one of a Korean person, a Korean man, was searching for his mother. Yung mga ganung klaseng, I guess the more real stories rather than the ones we crouched in the influencer branding.
I understand. Siguro, I'm not sure which community, I think Joel didn't really have a Korean community around her. Most of them, they didn't really have like, unlike the other Koreans who grew up within the Korean community in the Philippines. I think they didn't really, and I think that's why they also sort of back on that experience na, what in the Philippine community? Kasi I believe it will be different if they grew up with fellow Koreans, diba? Versus with Filipinos as their neighbors. Yes. Thank you.
If you're someone like that,
Yeah, okay, that's all shared, and then we will hear from the bay and our students as well. But go ahead.
I just have a question. In relation to this book, by the way, I'm a freshman from Brownbag. So, your question to is in relation to this topic. Because we're talking about popular personalities. How do you think is this related to, and regardless of these issues back in Korea, how do you think is this related to like for example, Kim Jisoo choosing to continue his career here in the Philippines, like and all.
I think it's also because in general, what I see from that thing. I mean, it's already a fact. He's already here. He's building his career. Si Suya na nga na yun. I mean, sorry, off the record, I saw it like, na-reinforce yung image na taguan ng Pilipinas ng mga problematic Koreans. But anyway, I think in general, it's just banking on the Filipinos' love for Philippine Korean at the moment. I mean, Koreans and Filipinos generally are very accepting of foreigners. Kaya nga ganito, anyway. Diba? We are accepting of foreigners. But right now, it's like the flavor of the month is Koreans. And so we have Kim Jisoo, the Jisoo the actor, not to be mistaken with Laughing Jisoo. Jisoo the actor na medyo nag-dive na naman sa Korea yung issue na. It's just that in Korea, once you do something wrong, it's very difficult to come back. And maybe he still needs to earn. And he saw, personally, I think if it's not the Philippines, it could have been in other Southeast Asian countries. With the current popularity of Hallyu in Southeast Asia, it's just that, probably in terms of the entertainment industry, plus English, I mean, if you go to Carmelle to study fact, here you just have to speak English. Even if it's broken, people will even find it cute. Diba? So I think it's just that. And maybe because, there are a lot of Koreans here also. But I think at the same time, the Korean, I mean, they haven't thought about it. You won't see them posting anything about Jisoo. But some other influencers, the Philippine ones, Philippine who has a lot of photos with Jisoo. So I also believe there, I mean, it's possible that they don't know, diba? They have circles eh. It's the same circle. So I think they're probably not intentionally, pero they're avoiding also the ones that are popular na. But yeah, it's basically also Jisoo finding a market in the Philippines. Also because of the popularity of Hallyu in a particular. Sorry.
I think we can continue after one last, and then we can continue conversation after the closing.
I can also relate to that. And I can also tell you it's not only to the Philippines setting. Because while it wasn't reported in Korean media, like social media circles were also circulating to see the on it. That's so great. It's part of burning scandal thing. Is trying to establish another burning scandal club, either in Bali or in Cambodia.
With the same Chinese.
With the same Chinese partners at that. So you can kind of mind blow, right? I mean, he got messed up big time in Korea because of it. To the point pa kanila nakulong. And now he's doing it again. Diba? In a project supposedly that so talagang, it's a phenomenon that's not unique. Yeah, that's nothing to create. In the same problem is that in Korea, when let's say Chris Wu left the expo, it was such a big deal because he left in the middle of the war. And yet he had a career established in China, well, because of law. Not yet, but yeah, so they back on like these stars who had their reputation tarnished in their home in Korea managed to flourish elsewhere simply because they were banking on the popularity of Hallyu in those countries. Until of course the law happened to them. So some got away with it, some did not.
Right. Again, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mr. Professor Rose and Dr. Erik. Now it's time for us to award a certificate of appreciation. I'm going to read first, but I would like to invite Dr. Mia also to be here. Here in front, certificate of appreciation is proudly presented to Rose Carmelle Lacuata for presenting her paper entitled From Expat to Influencer, How Korean Migrants Are Shaping the Hallyu Phenomenon in the Philippines at the 2025 UPKRC BSB Brownbag session. Held at noon through 9 Cesar Virata School of Business, University of the Philippines, Quezon City, Philippines, awarded its 14th of April 2025, signed Kim Bay, PhD, Director of UPKRC, and Erik was PhD Director and Research Chair UP, Cesar Virata School of Business. Thank you very much, Ms. Rose. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We also want to award a certificate of, we also send you your appreciation as a certificate of Erik. But now let's hear a quick message from Dr. BFA.
This is really great, but we're very thankful, especially for any students to come over all the way. And then today we had this research presentation, but this is a parallel. So they is also helping Rose. So hopefully Rose can also present the final outcome in another venue, and then this can also be published as a paper. And then tonight, this evening, from 5:30, we also have an online event. So if you follow our Facebook page, you can just join us through YouTube Live. And then we have other activities coming up. So just follow us, and then always just approach us via email or any channel.
Thank you very much. Thank you.